Okay, welcome to LinkedIn Part 2. At this point, we're going to talk about what to do once you have a profile. So, the first thing that I think we should talk about is how to connect with others, which should seem fairly self explanatory, but there are some good ways to do it and some even better ways to do it, and then some not so good ways to do it. So, I'll give you an example. So, for instance, we are here, I just logged in, we're on my personal homepage here on LinkedIn. You can see my feed going. So I just listened to a webinar and it was a really good webinar. And now I want to connect with the person who was the speaker of that webinar. And so I know that she's working at the University of Richmond, but I can't remember her last name. I just remember her first name was Denise. And so I'm going to search Denise from Richmond. And yeah, here she is. She was an assistant vice president. So let's go to her. All right, so now I'm going to say I want to connect with her. So I hit this button here. And LinkedIn is going to give me this prompt. It'll say, members are more likely to accept invitations that include a personal note. So I'm going to add a quick note here. I want to say, Denise, loved your contribution to the Career Leadership Collective webinar today. Hope you are hanging in there and doing well. Regards, Emily. Send invitation there. And so that's how you connect. If you know the person, like if it's your roommate, if it's somebody in your class, you don't have to have that message in there. But if it's someone that you haven't met in person before, it's a really good idea to add a note so you can explain how you know the person or how you found out about the person. And they'll be much more likely to accept your connection at that point. All right, so let's talk about recommendations. So we're going to go into my profile here. And this is something that you don't necessarily have to do right away or to even begin to engage on LinkedIn, but I think it's something that's really important that I want you to at least know about. So recommendations, they're down here at the bottom. And so as you finish an internship, as you do really well in a class and you get to know a faculty member, for instance, it is helpful to have a couple recommendations. So I just throw it out there so that you can keep it in the back of your mind, be thinking, I should probably get a couple recommendations. So you don't have to do this before you get started using LinkedIn, but just keep it in mind that it's good to have a couple of these. And there's a way to ask for recommendations from the person that you are thinking about, your internship supervisor or whomever, and you just follow the prompts here. So I just want to call attention to that so that you know it exists. All right, now let's talk about who to follow and how to follow folks. So there are groups, there are schools, there are companies, there are professional associations. These are all things that you can find and follow on LinkedIn, and then they'll help curate your news feed when it comes in. So I think the easiest way to do it is just to use the search box here. So for instance, say we want to follow let's pick a local Rochester company. Let's look at for Xerox, and you can see here, this is a company page. So I can click into Xerox and say I want to follow Xerox. And so from now on, I'll get information in my news feed on my homepage about Xerox. Maybe you want to also look at something that's related to your major. So if you know what the professional association is for your major, you can take a look at that. So let's look at like the American Psychological Association. So say you want to get information about this field, so then you could go ahead and follow the American Psychological Association. And then last but not least, you want to follow your school so that you get school news. So let's see, so let's follow Nazareth College, and you want to look for the Nazareth College school page right here. So click on that, and I'm already following Nazareth, so it doesn't show up there, but I've got this little checkbox here that says that I'm following it. So once you've done all that, then when you log into LinkedIn, you'll get the news. So you see right here, this news about Nick Cherubino, who is a student that I remember is doing really cool things right now. So his story is featured on the Nazareth page. And because I liked Nazareth or followed Nazareth, it's showing up in my news feed. Okay, let's talk about how to interact on LinkedIn. So my advice is I gave this advice to my dad when he joined Facebook. I told him, Dad, please don't post anything for a while, just like get the hang of it, and don't be nutty. So I have the same advice for anybody joining LinkedIn for the first time. So I would say for a while, just sit back and watch. Maybe you see a story that's been posted and you like it. That's a good, safe, you can go ahead and like it. But as far as posting your own content, I would wait until you get the hang of it. Generally speaking, people are usually really positive. This isn't a place or a space for complaining, because your future employers and your current employer will be on here, and it's not a great way to stand out if by complaining. And I think people might think, if this person's complaining about their current company, then I don't think I want to hire them, because they're probably going to complain about my company. So generally the news is more positive. It's also time and a space for people to talk about insights that they've had, or to share really good articles that they've read that are relevant to their particular industry, or to leadership topics or general topics that might be of interest to people in their professional positions. So again, get the hang of it, and then once you feel comfortable and confident, go ahead and start posting too. Okay, last but not least, I want to show you a really cool feature that you'll have access to once you join the Nazareth College School group, once you follow that. So if you go to Nazareth, yep, you gotta be able to spell it right, and you go to the school page. And then down here on the left, you'll see this link for alumni. So you go ahead and click that. And now you have access to all 18,000 alumni, or folks who are related in some way, shape, or form to Nazareth College. You'll be able to dig into these folks. And so this is a really cool feature. So right now, when it comes up, it's telling me all these 18,000 folks. But what you can see is it'll break it down by where they live, where they work, and then if you click next here, what they do, what they studied, what they're skilled at, and then how you are connected to those people. So you can drill down. So for instance, say I want to look at, say I'm from Buffalo, and I want to know if there's somebody in Buffalo that is doing what I want to do. So I can say, okay, Buffalo. And so now it's just showing me the alumni who match the Buffalo criteria. And then let's say I want to look at Buffalo folks who studied business. So I'm clicking on that now. And so now it's telling me Buffalo folks who studied business are working in these organizations here. And so say I might want to look at some of these organizations. I could click in and find out, well, who is this person that works at M&T? Well, it's Patrick McElroy. And so then I could see maybe wanting to connect with him. You can back out of that and say, okay, maybe I want to look at all Buffalo alumni who studied business. And so now I'm seeing the full list here down below. And if that's too broad, I can back out a little bit even more and just say back to just the Buffalo Niagara alumni. So then you'll see that full list again, and maybe it'll be somebody that you were in touch with during school that you've lost touch with, and you can reconnect with them. But one of the really cool things that you can do is click into these folks' profiles and find out how long they've been working at this company, what their career path looked like, and then you can get a sense of what might be possible for you. So that's the alumni feature. So again, you go to the Nazareth College school page, and then you click on alumni, and that's how you get there. All right, so this is it for my quick overview of LinkedIn. My best advice for you is to give it a shot, and then connect with your career coach in the Center for Life's Work, and ask us for our feedback and for our help. If you get stuck on anything, we're happy to give you our 2 cents about something, or to help you navigate through something that you're stuck on. And of course, we're happy to connect with you. So hope you found this helpful, useful, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.